We're here at Staples. We're gonna pick up the blueprints for the property, Willard Road. I'm excited because this is the very first time I'm printing out these large documents. They're 34 by 24 inches. We'll get in there, pick them up, and then we're gonna go to my GC's office, which is also my realtor. And we're gonna make sure that everything looks good so that we can submit it for approval. All right. Talk to you guys soon. All right, guys, we're at a pivotal point right now with the flip property where we're gonna be going through the permitting process and reviewing the plans. GC Ed here is my realtor, amazing guy. He's a wealth of knowledge, and I don't just work with anybody. I make sure that the people that I work with is people that I trust. So if you're looking for someone that you can trust, you can really bounce ideas off, and as far as construction goes, and the market, it's the guy. What we're doing right now is reviewing just that. We're reviewing these plans with the architect and the structural engineer, making sure we are all set to go. When we get the approval with the plans, we can just hit the road running. We can start construction because time is money and money is time. Questions that I had, and do you have any questions that I should ask Mark? Because I'm going to be sending him an email today with all the stuff that we just talked about.
I think the question that I would ask Mark is, was he planning on having ceiling joists over the room and the bathrooms? Because I think that it will affect the ceiling fan in the bathroom that you gotta put in there. The lighting and all that stuff.
Ceiling fan, I didn't think of that.
Yeah, that's one of those things where the bathroom you are definitely gonna have to.
You need it. You need it. Yeah.
There's other ways you could do it. It's just I think it's not gonna be very cost effective, right? And
what other ways are there? Because the only one I can think of is just a flat one that you can put on.
Some people put them on the wall, which I don't think they look very nice.
Oh, right.
You'll be able to put it in on one of the, drop a little bit of the, the facade, that the ceiling, make it like a facade.
Right.
But I think those options aren't going to look very nice.
No.
But I think as far as questions go for the architect, I think that maybe if he has any for that gutter that we're not accounted for.
Right.
And then I would ask him to see if he has beam calcs, because those are pretty important, right?
Okay.
I think actually these might be the design loads. Yeah, I don't think he breaks down the beam calculation.
All that is it tells you how much the beams can hold, or what?
Yeah, it'll explain how much the beams, what the loads are going to be for, that the beam's gonna be able to hold live loads and it's just pretty important for the building inspector, because when we do the permitting, part of it he's going to require it to know. He's going to want to know what we're putting up there. These columns too that you have, they'll have to be I think it's rated for 5,000 pounds, something like that. Yeah, we have to look into those and see what he's requiring us to have there as well. They're made out of fir. I think those are ordered with the beam, with the LVL.
The LVLs.
When the structural engineer from the lumber house designs those, we're gonna wanna get those from him as well.
Now, what's the turnaround like this when you order, framing and all that? Is it same week or?
Yeah, you could. I think the hardest part is getting them to do a takeoff. In a timely manner. Right. Our guys at Mackey's are great. I usually call them and say, hey, we're gonna move pretty fast with this one. Yeah. Usually we'll give them. There's a fee that you have to pay for the takeoff, but then they get all the business. They put it towards the materials if you end up buying the materials. I think within a week we should have an estimate, and within another week we should have the materials. We should probably get on. Once we get this plan approved,
time is money. Money's time. I mean, I've been waiting for this for a while. I've been on Mark every week. Hey, Mark, an update. And he's probably annoyed with me. He's like, "We're trying."
Well, that's just the name of the game, right? Like they're doing probably 10 of these at the same time.
Yeah. He was telling me that he has 4 of them that he's still waiting on from the structural engineers, and we're one of them. So
and it's got to go through all the right channels to be able to make sure that we're doing this safely and that it'll get approved by the city.
Exactly.
We got to make sure that the house will stand straight.
Exactly. Which brings me to my next point. Tell us a little bit about what you do, your experience, and.
I've been a contractor for about 10 to 15 years. I don't even know. I lost track. I started my business 2013-ish. Yeah, it's been 10 years.
Construction business?
Construction business, yeah.
Okay.
Before that, I used to work for my father. He was a contractor as well. I was on a job site just like my 8 years old, swinging a hammer. That's kind of in the family business. At one point, I decided we're going to do flipping because it's just the general direction that people go when they want to move up within construction, because construction is pretty static.
It's a level
up. I became a realtor. I flipped over 50, 60 houses in the last 10 years, and yeah, it's been pretty good. And now what I do is I keep the houses. I changed my direction a little bit that I don't compete with my clients like you. I buy and keep real estate. That allows me to help other people like you buy, fix, and sell.
Yeah.
And coach them through the whole way. It's been definitely that I love doing, that I have a huge passion. My wife and I, as realtors, are able to provide all that knowledge to our clients. And it's a blessing for sure.
Yeah, and you guys speak Spanish or fluent in both languages. So if you're out there and you're probably can't listen to us because we're in English, but you speak Spanish. You can
speak Spanish.
Spanish people as well.
Yeah, and I do. I have a lot of my clientele is Spanish speaking people. Who want to get into. I kind of coach people until they're grown into the business, right? So like you, that you get your construction license. That I know that's coming. It's one less thing that you need from me. I love that I'm able to be helpful for my clients as far as growing, not only doing business with them, but helping them grow career-wise.
Yeah, and for me, when I do get my GC license, I'm still going to be using it as a realtor because you're an expert with all this stuff more than I am as far as flipping goes, right? And bouncing ideas off of you with construction and everything for me is very helpful to have that understands the business and this. Sure. And there's a lot of realtors out there in the world. There's many, right? There's not a lot that are contractors, GC licensed in the real estate world. GC Ed brings all of that.
It's a good combination for sure. It allows me to be kind of a one-stop shop for my clients, and it's good. It allows me to help more, and that's essentially what we try to do with our real estate team. Is we don't look at it as a dollar sign. We look at it as how many people can we help, and how many lives have we changed. And doing this type of stuff, we're really changing lives by helping people get away from being scared, because there's a huge misconception about flipping. Everybody thinks it's super hard.
Yeah.
In all reality,
or that you need a lot of money.
You need a lot of money, right? Like it's like you don't need any money if you really don't want to.
No, you can start from wholesaling and then get money, and then you can flip. I mean, you still need money for flipping a little bit more, but you don't need a lot of money as people think. People think that you need to be a multi-millionaire to do that. You don't.
And so my approach was different. I was able to partner up with people. I didn't need any money. I brought my knowledge, which is kind of unique in my sense. But any contractors out there that want to do flipping, your knowledge is key, right? I partnered up with who had the money and had the real estate knowledge, and I brought in my construction. We worked together until one day we were like, hey, I know enough to go on my own. He knows enough to go on his own. And that's how I got into this. But the reality is, it's a lot easier than most people think it is. And there's a lot of scared people out there. For us to be able to open up those doors for people is just amazing.
And you can start at different levels, right? Like maybe you won't start with the whole new edition like this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the way I started 2022 with my first flip, it's been kind of recent. And it was just a cosmetic flip. It ended up being a full rehab because I didn't really know. And I was my own contractor.
I remember.
I hired my people that I didn't really trust, but I did it anyways. Thank God I didn't lose any money.
Yeah.
I didn't make a lot of money, but it was the experience.
You made that. That's
wealth on that particular property. And
that is by far more important.
And now I make close to 6 figures on all these flips that we do. And North Andover, that was my biggest deal that I've ever done. That was a little bit over 6 figures.
And that wasn't a huge deal. I mean, you were in and out. No. I'm just surprised by how quick you are as far as your flips. I mean, I compare you to other people that I'm helping at the same time, which they're all great. But your speed, and I know you're always going to do good because your speed and momentum and your skills have brought in much since the first flip that we did together. And I think that's amazing. That's gonna be what's gonna help you grow even further.
Speed is very important to flipping because the market can change 6 months, 12 months down the road. I tell my guys, listen, for me, speed, efficiency, and quality in that order is important to me. Because if you can be fast and be quality, that's all I care. You know?
Yeah, that's huge, and you're doing a great job on it. And Again, I love to see you grow in this, and I'm hoping the next thing would be a skyscraper or a hotel.
Yeah, you gotta think big, right?
Yes.
So where can people find you?
I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm in everywhere. Ed Arriola on Google me. My email is edariola@kw.com. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or do construction, I gotcha.
Yeah, and I'll put all the links in the description here so you guys can look them up. Okay, so that wraps up our blueprint review. It's very important that you talk to your GC, your realtor, about the plan, that when you get everything ready and set to submit to permit process, there's no questions, there's no hiccups down the road. And it's very important that you do this stuff prior to getting into the construction. So stay with us. Continue to watch, look for the next video, like and subscribe. You can be alerted for the next time that we shoot a video like this. We're gonna go through the whole entire process of this flip right now, from the beginning to end, permitting, structural, blueprints like we just went through, and then we're gonna talk about maybe the renovation costs and what we're gonna do as far as finishing the property, like what type of finishes. Stay tuned, like and subscribe.